Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and we're going to be discussing all the new consoles and basically talking about which one is the best choice based on the type of the gamer that you are. I felt that I would hold off making this video until I finally got my hands on all three systems, and now that I do have them, what better time than to make this video? At the recording of this video, the Nintendo Switch is still Nintendo's newest console, so I'm going to be staying away from it in this video considering the age of the thing. Also, I will not be talking about PC because obviously that isn't a console. My take may be different than others, which should be expected, so I'm expecting some to disagree with what I say right here. With that being said, let's get right into this. Let's start off talking about the Xbox Series X, the most powerful console on paper at the moment. This has a max output of 8K at 60Hz and 4K at 144Hz through HDMI 2.1, and it features a Zen 2 based APU combined with RDNA 2 based graphics at a whopping 12 teraflops, 16GB of GDDR6 memory, and a 1TB SSD. When talking visuals and performance, at least on paper, this console should be on top for as long as we don't see any mid-gen upgrades such as the PS5 Pro or whatever Xbox decides to release. What makes this system special is how Microsoft has been treating it with features such as smart delivery, meaning that the game purchase will come with both the Xbox One and Series X versions of the game and you don't need to buy two different discs for two different systems. Quick Resume, a feature that allows you to switch between a few different games and pick up directly where you left off, and backwards compatibility across every Xbox generation in one. One thing to buy separately that largely benefits the Xbox owner is Game Pass, a service that is a $5 a month for the standard subscription, or $15 a month for the ultimate version that includes Xbox Live, the xCloud streaming service, and both the PC and console variants of the subscription. Another major thing that I recommend going for if you're into older games is buying Dev Mode, a feature that is a one-time cost of $20 to turn your console into a development kit and allow you to install unsigned code, meaning that you can install various emulators and achieve basically high-end PC emulation performance. If I were to give the demographic for the Series X, it would have to be for the person that wants the best graphics and performance, a great service with games that don't necessarily have to be bought outright, or for the collector that has been on Xbox since the first or second console, meaning the original Xbox or the 360. Moving on, let's start talking about the Xbox Series S. This console is the cheaper, much smaller variant that Microsoft released at $300, and it is meant to be a budget next-gen console that has the same technology as the Series X, but also lacks a disk drive, has only 512GB of storage, has a lower clock Zen 2 and 4 teraflop RDNA 2 APU, 10GB of GDDR6 memory, and a max output of 4K at 144Hz. When talking about this thing, it basically is everything that the Series X is, just with those downgraded features that we just discussed, meaning that you won't be able to play physical games, and the next-gen games will be at a lower resolution and potentially lower frame rates as well. Personally, I have compared the two consoles graphics-wise, and I just barely noticed the difference when swapping between the two. They both still look great. When talking backwards compatibility, the feature still exists, but the absence of a disk drive makes it to where you would have to own the game digitally to take advantage of it, which is a bit odd, especially since anybody who started on the original Xbox obviously had physical games, since there were no digital option, and a majority of people played Xbox 360 games physically. Also, when talking Xbox One X enhancements, those aren't playable on the Series S, and you get the base Xbox One version of the game instead, unless there is a specific Xbox Series S enhancement. With all that being said, the demographic for the system is the person that wants a next-gen console with all the features but doesn't really care about the 4K. Someone that wants to be in a budget, I recommend also getting Game Pass if you're that person. Someone that has gone completely digital, or even someone that wants a secondary console next to their PS5 for the features of an Xbox at an affordable price. I could even go as far as to say that this is a perfect console for the casual gamer. Lastly, we're going to be combining both the PS5 and PS5 Digital into one topic since they are the same console minus the disc drive. The PS5 is $500 and the PS5 All Digital is $400. Obviously by the name, the PS5 Digital is for those owners who have gone completely digital. This console in terms of power falls right between both the Series S and X, featuring the same APU technology but with a variable clock speed and 10.28 teraflops on the GPU side. It also features 16GB of GDDR6, the fastest SSD of all the consoles with 812GB of storage, and the same maximum output as the Xbox Series X being 8K at 60Hz and 4K at 144Hz. Despite the PS5 being less powerful than the Series X on paper, the two consoles tend to trade blows when talking about all-around performance in games. Some of the things that make the PS5 special are the large-scale, diverse library of games that we have so far, following the trends of the past few generations, the new DualSense controller that features adaptive triggers, more realistic rumble, and a microphone built in, backwards compatibility for the PS4 games with a decent amount of them now having next-gen upgrades. I mentioned that you should get Game Pass on Xbox before, but I also have to mention that you guys should really get PlayStation Plus if you're getting a PS5, because Sony now has the awesome thing called the PlayStation Plus Collection, which not only has a majority of the exclusive PS4 library, but also a ton of the third parties up for download as long as you still have the subscription. The best part is that it is only $60 for the year. PlayStation doesn't currently have a subscription to be directly competing with Game Pass, so you still will have to get every game full price if you're looking to get new games. The demographic for this console is for someone that wants a non-compromised next-gen console, the fastest load times, and wants the best exclusive library of games. This also is for someone that prefers PlayStation to the competition, because in reality, both the Series X and PS5 are very alike hardware and graphics-wise. The main difference is the exclusives and services. Anyway guys, that's my take on which person each console is aimed towards from my point of view. As I said, I own all three consoles, so I don't have a bias towards any of them. I love them all. I hope this video was helpful for those of you out there who are trying to make a decision while desperately waiting for these things to come in stock. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video.